Welcome to Sebring, Florida, and the 57th anniversary of the inaugural race at Sebring International Raceway. We would like to thank the Automobile Racing Club of Florida for hosting and their hospitality for allowing us to be part of this great event. Thanks for watching. Now on with the show.
Hey, good morning everyone. Jim here from Racers and Rods Media and Events. Hey, we're here on New Year's Eve. So happy New Year's to everyone out there. When you'll be seeing this, it'll be New Year's, it'll be 2026. We are in the beautiful downtown circle here at Sebring, Florida. As you can see behind me, we're here for a great event. This is the 75th anniversary of the races at Sebring Raceway. And we have a car show here today. We've got a lot of vintage cars, vintage racers coming in. Actually, the first car that ever won 75 years ago at Sebring is here. You'll be seeing a lot of cars. You'll be seeing a lot of vintage cars. You're going to see, they're supposedly have a good little parade with some vintage iron coming in. We've already filmed some stuff. We've already talked to some people. So hopefully you can see behind me. Got a row of cars there parked behind me. We're getting ready to go down and look at those. As you can hear, maybe behind me too, or in front of me, got some cars coming in, some race cars and such, parking those around the circle. And it's going to be a great day. So let me turn the camera around here real quick. Get Sebring's finest.
I was really surprised. I've never been to a car show before, and what really struck me was how family oriented it was. You had husbands and wives and children, and they were just all enjoying it. I thought that was really great.
I'm from Frankfort, Kentucky, and I'm a snowbird. In 2012, I told my wife I wanted to buy another Corvette. She said I couldn't afford one on your retirement. So I went and called some of my friends who were in the military. They were contractors, and I went back to Afghanistan for 6 months to get enough money to buy my Corvette. I like driving it and the nostalgia of an old car, and people can relate to it.
And tell us about your car. I see you got yourself a El Camino SS.
It's an El Camino Choo Choo Custom 1985. Pretty much all original. I'm hoping to attract young women with it, but I ain't had any luck with that yet. I got one woman with a walker. We kind of hit it off a little bit, but I don't think that's going anywhere. My wife didn't approve of it, so.
It's a 57 Chevrolet Handyman. It's powered by a LSA supercharged caddy. Got a 6-speed manual transmission. I have a 2014 Camaro and a 9-inch rear end. It's fast. Everywhere I go, people talk to me about it.
what is such a busy day at this time of year, so that we can have over 90 cars on display here, ranging from vintage race cars to historic cars. We've got some vintage.
Bill and Laurie Cunningham.
Very supportive in our efforts to get.
And we from the area?
No, we're actually from Lakeland, Tennessee, just east of Memphis.
Nice. And tell us a little more about the Crosley here. I understand it's the first ever Sebring race winner.
Yes, it is. It won the 6-hour Sam Collier Memorial Race held on New Year's Eve in 1950, which was run on the index of performance. It ran its performance perfectly and ran its index perfectly and won the race outright. It has a stock Crosley 4-cylinder shaft-driven overhead cam engine with 44 cubic inches and only 26.5 horsepower. Owned by Vic Sharp, who was the Crosley dealer in Tampa. He was delivering parts to a fellow racer a couple of days prior to the race, and the promoter saw the car, ran some numbers, and encouraged Vic to enter the race. He wasn't a driver. Fortunately, there were 2 drivers on site that were available to race, and the rest is history. Most people think it's a European car, but it is 100% domestic, American built. The first production sports car built in America, 4 years ahead of Corvette. First production car in the United States with four-wheel disc brakes. The way it was restored by a friend of mine, it is restored the same as it was on race day in 1950. The bumpers were taken off, the windshield was taken off, and the numbers were hand-painted on, almost identical to the original hand-painted numbers. I like old cars to begin with, but I love old cars that are different, odd, and this meets those criteria perfectly.
It's a 1996 Rover Mini Cabriolet.
And how long have you had it?
About 10 years. It's unique. People think it's chopped, that somebody made it, but it's a factory Rover Cabriolet. They made them through 2000 classic Minis, and then they switched to BMW Minis in 2001.